Hi, this is Josie and Josie's Fun Kitchen, and welcome back. Today, I made sure that my audio is working because the last video I didn't have so much luck. I just got back from visiting a friend of mine, dear friend Sally Sportsman, in Texas, and I cooked for her for a couple meals, and then she said she wanted to make carnitas. So I was able to spend some time with Sally and learn how to make carnitas Texas style. So I decided to do this for you. So I have about 7 pounds of pork shoulder. Up here in Virginia, I had to go and find out. I knew it was pork shoulder. In Texas, they say for carnitas, and I'm having fun saying it. But it's boneless. I think this has a little bone in it, so we'll cut around that. Onions, I have 2 garlic, and I'll show you what we're gonna do. I have tomato bouillon. I have what's called, you can use a chicken bouillon, or I have what's called Vegeta. And I put about 2 teaspoons in there. And here is the special carnitas seasoning. I will show you a picture of all the different seasonings, and all the instructions and directions and the link to the recipe are gonna be in here. But in here you have steak seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, and also a special all seasonings. Sally put it together, so I brought it back from Texas. And you're gonna use chicken stock, and that's it. So let's get to it. I rinse this off and I let it drip a little bit. I'm gonna chop the meat up, and I'm gonna clean and slice the onions and clean up the garlic. You don't slice the garlic. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in the pan whole. Set your oven at 350 degrees, and it's gonna be in the oven for about 3 to 4 hours. Now, before I forget, you gotta subscribe and turn those notifications on. Subscribe to Josie's Fun Kitchen and ask your friends to subscribe. So, we'll be right back, or I'll be right back, and I'm gonna start chopping. So I have five onions. I'm gonna play it by ear. But I have 2 heads of garlic, which comes to about 20, I think I counted 24 cloves of garlic. I have this little garlic peeler, so I'm gonna stick in about, say 2 or 3 cloves at once, and you just do this, and that's gonna help you peel them, and it saves time. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now, all I have to do is watch. Slice the onion. It's like about 1/4 of an inch. I'm gonna do all these onions. You do not need to salt this because there's salt in this spice. And this has a bone in it, so it's gonna get flavor. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook it. I'm gonna cut it, and let's use this knife. What it looks like. Alright, here's where we're going to start seasoning. And you just need to season the top. The seasoning has some cumin in it, some paprika, as well as all those Texas spices. Now, you take all the garlic cloves and you just drop them in here. Like this. So you got the rings, the onions. All right, I'm not going to use those onions again. See this? I just throw those together. This is what it looks like. I'm going to take the tomato bouillon and put it in between the meat there. I asked Sally if I could use tomato paste, and of course I got the no. And then you're gonna, if you have a bouillon, you're gonna do the same thing I did with the chicken bouillon, and it's the not chicken bouillon, the tomato bouillon, and it has a little chicken flavor in it. So you see how I'm just sprinkling this because this is the Vegeta. So now we're good there. Now I have the chicken stock or water. You can use water too, but just a little bit on top of the bouillon. And what's going to happen is it's going to help with the sauce and the juices from this pork. There we go. Take aluminum foil, cover it up. Oh, crap. Josie and her bloopers. All right, I'm gonna make, I don't have one of those big ones. So take 2. Probably hearing all this loud sounds. Make sure that you secure this tightly. It's gonna be so good. 350 degrees. I'm setting the timer for 3 hours. Now, I don't think you want to watch me for 3 hours, but it's going to be 3 hours. I'm going to check it. It's going to smell so good in this house. And I might take it out. I might not take it out. It has been, I would say 3.5 hours, close to 4 hours. At 3.5 hours, I turned off the oven. And you can see I've prepped stuff. You can use yellow onions, white onions. I happen to have some extra shallots and cilantro, Josie's homemade salsa, and you have the recipe for that. Of course, I can make myself a little cocktail. Sour cream, and I cannot say this. I don't know how to say this. OAX, and I have a picture of this. It's cheese. It's Mexican cheese that will melt. Ready? Woo! Okay. Oh my. This is what we're going to do now. Is we're going to take 2 forks. Me. I'm going to take. Did you see how that just? Everything is falling apart. The first thing I want to do, though, these are my instructions from Sally. Is remember the garlic cloves that we put in there? You want to mash all the garlic cloves first. Here's my bowl for the fat that I don't like. But as you can see, and the sauce or the juices are going to soak up in that meat. Right? I have shredded all of this meat and mixed it all together so it absorbed all the sauce. Take a look. Give you an option here. I have this pan, I got it from Mrs. Marzola, and I'm going to heat this up. Put this stuff on the stove. Move the meat over. Turn the stove on. Just get that pretty hot. Now, remember, the tortillas are warm because I had them in the oven. You can put them in the microwave if you want, but they're kind of warm. But I'm going to warm them up just a little bit more. And I'll show you how we're going to prep this. All right. I'm going to put some cheese on this side, just a little bit. You can flip it so the cheese melts, but the heat from the meat should melt this. Take a little bit of meat, put it on that tortilla. Dab of sour cream, some onions, some salsa, and if you want to put hot sauce on it, go for it, and a little bit of cilantro, or a lot of cilantro. Taste test time. Let's see. That's what it looks like. Yum. on my hands, so I'm not sure if I have lipstick on my mouth. Anyway, yum. You can eat it flat. Mine broke a little bit because they were thick. Very flavorful. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned how to make carnitas. Thank you, Sally, for showing me how to make them. And I hope you enjoyed it. Again, please subscribe, turn on those notifications. You can get the written recipe with the link below. That'll take you to josiesfunkitchen.com. And until next time, cheers. And thank you for joining me.